On June 10, 2025, Zimbabwe dropped a bombshell. It announced a bold decision that could reshape Africa's economic future, banning the export of lithium concentrates by 2027. But why does this matter? Because Zimbabwe is not just banning a mineral. It's challenging centuries of exploitation, reclaiming control, and setting a powerful example for the rest of the continent. Zimbabwe is sitting on a treasure chest, some of the richest lithium deposits on Earth. This white gold powers electric vehicles, smartphones, and the clean energy revolution. And global demand is exploding. But until now, Zimbabwe, like many African nations, was only exporting raw materials. The real profits? They went to foreign countries that refined the lithium. That's changing. In a game-changing move, Zimbabwe announced it will ban exports of lithium concentrates starting in 2027. The goal? To retain more value within the country, turn raw lithium into battery-grade material domestically, and create jobs, industries, and sustainable growth. At least 2 firms have already committed over $1 billion in investments, primarily from China, to help Zimbabwe build the infrastructure to process lithium in country. This isn't Zimbabwe's first rodeo. In 2022, the country already banned the export of raw lithium ore, the unprocessed mineral pulled straight from the earth. This was the beginning of a broader campaign, a national crusade to keep profits at home, not in foreign boardrooms. Zimbabwe's leadership realized that exporting raw materials meant exporting jobs, industries, and wealth. The new 2027 ban simply takes this plan to the next level, focusing not just on raw ore, but also on concentrates that are partially processed. It's a strategy rooted in long-term national interest. Zimbabwe is not alone. Across Africa, mineral-rich nations are waking up and taking action. In 2023, Namibia banned exports of unprocessed lithium and rare earths, demanding that these valuable minerals be refined within the country to stimulate domestic industries. In 2021, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, home to vast cobalt and copper reserves, tightened control over mineral exports, pushing for in-country refining to maximize value. But perhaps the most dramatic examples come from the alliance of Sahel states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. These 3 nations have overthrown Western-backed regimes and are now driving decolonization efforts that include reclaiming control of natural resources. They've sent a clear message: Africa is no longer for sale. This wave of reforms is more than economic policy. It's a revolution in mindset. For decades, African countries have been treated as suppliers of cheap raw materials. But processing minerals on African soil adds value, creates industries, builds skills, and increases GDP. It also means more sovereignty, less dependence on foreign aid, fewer exploitative contracts, and stronger local economies. Zimbabwe is leading the way in reclaiming agency, dignity, and control. It's an example of what happens when a country says, "No more exporting poverty. We'll build prosperity here." Zimbabwe is not a minor player in the global lithium game. It holds Africa's largest lithium reserves and is already one of the world's top producers. The country's potential is immense. With the global demand for lithium skyrocketing, especially for electric vehicles and clean energy, Zimbabwe stands to become a major player in the global green economy. The key is to stop selling the ingredients and start selling the cake. And with billions in investment and a clear government vision, Zimbabwe is baking something powerful. Zimbabwe's 2027 ban is more than a policy. It's a symbol of Africa's awakening. It represents a generation of leaders and citizens saying, "We will not be robbed blind anymore. We will build, we will process, and we will prosper." From the lithium hills of Zimbabwe to the cobalt mines of Congo, the continent is reclaiming its wealth. The world is watching, and Africa is rising. Subscribe for more.